It's not even recording. Oh yes it is. Sorry, didn't know that was on. Hello my little ginger snaps. So today I am making a revision style video. I'm not actually going to be revising obviously because I am filming for you and that would be extremely boring. And I just realised I didn't actually check the tags I put up. I extremely doubt that anyone's actually replied to them. But I'm not going to exclude you just in case you have. So, when you watch this, it will be 16 days. If you watch it when I put it up. Jeez. Sorry. Anyway, let's have a look on Twitter. And then, so, one of the ways, obviously, is looking at books. So, I'm just going to show you something. Oh, hang on. Down here. Hang on, they're quite heavy. I have two boxes that are this big. And they've got all my revisions. So there's two boxes full of these. And in them, just trying to think of one that would definitely have it. So for ethics, that's about it. I don't really like ethics. Maths is a good one. So for maths, I have past papers, tons of past papers. That many past papers. And then little circle theorem flashcards. And a CGP revision book. But this one's complete revision and practice, so it's really good because it has like exam questions in the back, like exam paper sort of thing. And while we're on the topic of maths, sorry, I have them in alphabetical order. A really good site for that is Mathed Up. That I'll put a link to that down below. But it's basically you click on say if you're not very good at quadratics, you go onto Mathed Up and then you go onto GCSE Takeaway, and then you just scroll through and find quadratics, and then you click on where it says the word, and it will come up with loads of past paper questions only on that topic. So it's really helpful. And you can just practice those sort of questions, and it's just good. But let me just biscuity revision. Oh yes, nothing on Twitter either. So I'm just going to tell you what I do. So start with revision apps that I have on my phone. I've got a new phone by the way, guys, so I can film videos on my phone decently now. I have a whole folder on my phone. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? No, not very well. Called Revision, and basically I have an app called Gojimo, which is really good. Basically you can go in there and you type in like what subject you're doing and obviously what level you're at, because there's A level on there as well, which obviously we don't need at the moment, but if you're doing A level, that's decent. I've also got GCSepod. I haven't actually used it yet. Obviously my phone's new, so that's kind of acceptable. I've also got Quizlet because it's really good for like Spanish, because I do Spanish, that's my language that I'm taking for my GCSE. I'm also taking it for A level. Yeah, my teacher has like flashcards on there, or you can literally make your own if you really want to. Oh, hair. Why you do this, hair? But yeah, and I have word reference, which is basically like a better version of Google Translate, because Google Translate isn't always that accurate. And you can get other languages on there apart from Spanish as well. Sorry, my hair was wet and I put it up this morning and that fringe was going crazy. But yeah, so word reference, it looks like that, the W and the R. And then I downloaded Studytracks, which is really good. I'm just gonna wait for it to load. Oh. This bloody Facebook. But yeah, so it's what they've kind of done is put all the information for one subject. So say if I was doing history and I wanted to learn about Cuban Missile Crisis, it sort of put all the information about that and put it. So I'll just play a bit for you. So it sort of gives you the information but puts it into sort of like a wrap. I guess it's to try and help you remember it. I haven't really used that much either. I only downloaded it a couple of days ago. And I've also got the BBC Bitesize revision app, which is really good. So obviously you can go on BBC Bitesize on the website, but they've changed it and it's not as good as it was before. I preferred it how. Oh, sorry, just that. Preferred it how it used to be. But again, like Gojimo, however you say it, you just put in GCSE and then you put in all the subjects that you're doing, and then for chemistry, for example, so I'm doing double science, so I do science A and then science additional science. So that means I do two sections of each science, so 2 sections of biology, 2 sections of chemistry, and 2 sections of physics, and then you go onto that and you put in your exam board, and then it comes up with a page like this. The next bit, and it's a flashcard. What's an electron? And it's a subatomic particle thing. Yeah. And then you just keep going across, and there's loads of flashcards and information cards. And then you get to the end, and you get a 5-question quiz, which is really good. And it's like, I really like the quizzes on there. And then if you get it all wrong, then they tell you the answers afterwards, and you know where to improve from there. So that's a really good app for revision. And also I've got Spotify, but that's only because, I know this is really sad, but I literally googled last night revision radio, because I find whenever I listen to the normal radio, they always play really modern songs, and because obviously I listen to the radio at work and at school and all the time, all you're hearing is these modern songs, so you start singing them and you get distracted from your actual revision. So on the basically Radio 1 made like a revision playlist, like it's called the Ultimate. I'll check what it's called now. And the only way you can access it, like to listen to, is either through Deezer, which I think you have to pay for. I did have it at one point, but I didn't really like it, or Spotify. Yeah, so it's called the Ultimate Revision Playlist, and it's got modern songs on. So there's like Uptown Funk and stuff like that, but it's like makes you want to work, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I downloaded that purely because I wanted to listen to the Ultimate Revision Playlist. That's why that's in my revision folder, just because then it's, otherwise I'm listening to my normal music and I'm just like jamming out, which I don't really want to do when I'm revising. Sorry, someone just drove past. Yeah, and also I'm actually just sat on the stool today because obviously I need to show you my phone so I can film on that. Oh, jeez. What else? Revision guides. So if you go on Amazon and type in CGP, you can literally get loads. So for history, I don't actually know if they sell them because I got mine from the school. I don't actually. I've got 3 folders for history because we're doing 3 exams. It's in this one. That was a lucky guess. It's in my Nazi folder. That sounds really bad. But for my history one, I've got this. So this is my history one. CGB, GCSE History Revision Guide. Simple. Make sure you get the right exam board, because sometimes they have multiple exam boards for CGP and sometimes they only have one. So make sure. So for example, for my English literature, they don't have a Woman in Black CGP book, but they do for Of Mice and Men, because I'm doing AQA, whereas some people are doing LXL or WJC or I don't even know what other exam boards there are. But there's multiple exam boards. So if you don't know what exam board you're doing, hopefully by now you've got your revision timetable, your exam timetable. So I've got my green one up there, which doesn't have my seats on. I'll just show you this something now. It's literally just sellotape to the back of my pillow. So you'll get like a sheet. It probably won't be in green, it might be like this, and it's got all your exams on it. And then on the fourth column, going down, it says board, which is the exam board. And mine's mainly AQA. I've got AQA. Got this, I'm just sticking it back up. Make sure you get the right exam board for the guide, otherwise you're going to be revising the complete wrong stuff and it's not going to be of any help to you. Also, I'm just going to show you history because it's the stuff that I've done the most revision for, like in terms of revision material. The rest of it's just basically got my old books and stuff in there. Make sure you keep your old book as well. So like when you finish, say year 10, you finish your book because it's full up. Don't just chuck it away because that's a really good revision material. Like you've been studying all that for that whole year that you're going to have your exam for, and then you just chuck it away. It's completely pointless. So you might as well keep it because then you can like go through it all and be like, oh, I remember learning about that, and then you can make notes from your notes if that makes sense. So like for example in class you might do like a storyboard. If you don't learn from the storyboard, make it into flashcards. Don't learn from flashcards, make it into a mind map. Whatever type of learner you are, do it so you can learn best from it. So like flashcards, this is my Nazi Germany set. Oh dear me. Our school give us some flashcards, but I don't like the way they do them. They have too much information on the other side, so I won't learn from them. But for Germany, I've done dates, and then I've drawn little pictures on the front. So the 10th of May, 1933 is when they burned all the non-German books. That was right, see? Because I've got a burning book, so that helps me remember. And just drawing little things on the front help me remember things. So, because if I don't want to bother my mum or I'm home alone, it's so much easier just to do it yourself. You can just look at the picture if you get completely stuck. If not, don't look at the picture. So these are really helpful. And you know how, I don't know if anyone else is doing EdXL, but I'm doing EdXL for my history. I'm doing EdXL A, I think, because some people do EdXL B, which is a different course again. Yeah, EdXL A I'm doing. So we have different key topics. I haven't done it for these ones. I just ran out of one coloured paper, so I just had to change it. But for some people, it helps to do different key topics on different colours. But it's really helpful, and they're not going to help you ace your exams in terms of technique, but in terms of facts and like sort of extra points for knowing like exact dates and stuff, because in history you get points for knowing the dates. They're going to help you a lot. But in terms of dates, like I said before, go on to EdXL website or Pearson website, I think it might be. I'll put a link down below. And literally just look up EdXL A for mine example. It's not actually called Nazi Germany. It'll be like, hang on, I can have a look here. Oh, I can't find it on there. Sorry. Cold War. Oh, it's called History Germany 1918 to 1939. And you just type in, or you can literally just type into Google past papers for history, Nazi Germany history exam. Make sure you put the exam board in again so that you get the right paper. And time yourself, do a paper. If your teachers are kind enough, like they are at our school, they're really passionate about us getting good grades and stuff. And they're really kind and they'll mark your paper, they don't mind. Like you can say, Miss, I've done this paper at home, please can you mark it for me? And they're like, yeah, that's fine, because they want us to get good grades, obviously, because it benefits them, but also they want us to be able to do well in our exams. So they're really helpful. And also for history, they're on Bitesize again. I don't know if you can get it on the app, but on the website you can download these things. I think they're called audio bites or something like that. And they've got like the information on them, and it's hard to explain. If I can find one here now, then I can just play it for you quickly. But it's they always say, is training teachers talking about this? But if I show you the Cuban Missile Crisis one, this one's Cold War.
Training teachers that Kennedy was never going to press the button.
So
rather, he was scared witless of doing something to make the Russians press the button. He was saying tough things on the TV. We will not shrink from nuclear war. But have you seen the film 13 Days? Behind the scenes, he was making...
Oops. So it just they're pretty much just talking. But sometimes you can get so tired of just reading through things, making flashcards, writing things down. You can literally just listen to that. It's pretty similar to Studytracks, but without the music behind, and you're just listening to them talk. It's like when you go into lesson and Mrs. or Sir, if you have a male teacher, they're saying, okay, so the 13 days happened, yeah. First of all, well, it was because of the Cuban Missile Crisis. So when what's his face, Khrushchev was trying to take some missile bases over to Cuba, Kennedy was like, no, you're not going to do that. And then he was like, turn around, please. And Khrushchev was like, no, actually, I don't want to turn around. So then Kennedy goes, well, if you don't turn around, then I'm going to start a nuclear war with you. And then Khrushchev was like, well, I'm going to start a nuclear war with you if you start a nuclear war with me. Most childish response ever. But, and then he's like, then Khrushchev goes, well, how about this then? Because he doesn't, obviously nobody actually wants a nuclear war, because then everyone would be dead. Khrushchev goes, well, how about you take your missiles out of Turkey and I'll turn around. And Kennedy's like, oh, well, he wasn't supposed to know about them missiles. But he doesn't want to seem like he's lost. So he goes, no. And then he goes, how about you turn around, take your missile bases off Cuba, and I'll take my missile bases off Turkey if you don't tell anyone about it. And then Khrushchev's like, okay, sure thing. So then that makes him, Khrushchev, look bad because he's like backing away, but because nobody knows about the Turkey deal. So that's a win for Kennedy. But yeah, it's like your teacher telling you about it. I don't know why I went into such depth about the 13 days there, but there you go. What else is there that you can revise from? I mean, I was going to answer your questions, but there weren't any questions to answer. I think I talked about everything I planned about talking about. Hang on, let me just check. Oh, bummer. Hang on. Revision guides. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing else I can talk about. I mean, those revision apps I showed you, those are what I use. I quite enjoy using them. And then those guides. Did I say guides just a minute ago? I meant revision apps. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, to be honest. But those guides that I've shown you, those CGP ones, they're really helpful. And they don't just give you all the information. They're in colour, which makes it a lot... That's not even mine bit. So like Nitsy. I'm just so dumb. It's all in colour and they've got little pictures. It's helpful to remember. And like, they always have a little summary at the end of the pages. So this one's about nasty methods of control. And it says at the bottom, this book would be available in Germany. Imagine if radios and newspapers all covered the same news in the same way and featured the same opinions. might start to think the same way after a while. So it's sort of just saying how it basically tells you that he satirizes stuff and everything was the same, and he edits it all. So basically, he is propaganda, and that's what is pretty much throughout there, apart from the stuff about the police state. And then Hitler is obsessed with power. They've got little titles that sort of help you to understand the gist of it. So Hitler changed the law to keep control, and then it's got information under that. But all you need to know, really, obviously you need to know the information, but if you can remember he changed the law to keep control, you're fine. So it's little things like that, they're really helpful. And obviously past papers, I can't stress enough how helpful past papers are. And yeah, that's about it really. But I'll link everything down below. And also, before I go, I didn't put this on my notes, but I just looked up and saw mine. You need a revision timetable. So for example, I know you're probably hearing this from everyone, you probably already even have one, but if you don't, mine's like this. And at school we have 2 weeks. So I've got week 1, and I put all of the stuff, like the core stuff, in there, but on Sunday I swap it. So I do something I like. And then on week 2, I do all the stuff I like that I've chosen, so food, history, Spanish. I would put drama on there, but I've already done my drama exam, and you can't really revise for it apart from learning your lines, so I didn't put it on my revision timetable, because I could, just do that in the rehearsals or before I go to bed instead of reading a book. So there's that. And sorry, my phone just vibrated on my Snapchat from Topaz. If you're watching this, hello. Sorry I didn't reply straight away. What else? What was I saying? Topaz interrupted. Oh yeah. And then on the Sunday I flip it again and do core subjects. So I do biology 2 and English literature or language. Anyway, so it's just colour coded, so it's catch my eye. I'm like, oh, need to do some revision. And I've put on there I do an hour for each subject. But I've got to that stage where I don't really want to revise anymore. You know when you just get bored of it. So I don't force myself to do an hour. If I feel like I've done enough, I'll stop. For example, in maths, at the moment, we're doing past papers all the time. So we might get some homework to finish the paper. But if I finish we might get a whole paper set as homework. If I finish the whole paper before an hour, I'm not going to then force myself to do, say if I finish it in half an hour, I'm not going to force myself to find something to do for another half an hour of maths if I don't want to do another half an hour of maths. Or for English, if I'm doing, say I'm practicing for literature and I get a past paper off the AQA website. Here's a better example. The other day, on Monday, I was doing my English language revision. I printed off a paper. I just did the first question paper, which takes you 12. It's 8 marks, so you do 12 minutes of it. I didn't want to do any more, so I didn't. I might mark that another day, or I'm lucky enough to have a neighbour who's also an English teacher. So if she can, I'm going to ask her to mark that for me, so it's more official. Anyway, I've been talking at you for nearly half an hour now. So, revision timetable, important. Exam timetable, important. Guides, revision in general. Drink lots of water and get lots of sleep. Make sure you're in bed by at least 9 o'clock. And then on Saturdays, maybe extend it to 10 o'clock. So you can watch a film, start watching a film at 8:30, or I don't know, watch a TV programme that you want to watch, anything. But just try and get in bed by 9 o'clock and try not to overstress yourself with all your revision and stuff. And every time you do an exam, don't think, oh, I've got so many more to go. Think, that's one less I've got to do. So thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it and it was helpful. Subscribe if you really enjoy my videos, or if you haven't seen any others, subscribe, and I will try to upload weekly, but obviously I'm revising. I'm not revising to film this, and I've just spent half an hour not revising. Well, 27 minutes, but still. So enjoy your revision, enjoy your exams. I know that's a stupid thing to say because nobody's going to enjoy it. Enjoy your summer after, because you have 10 weeks, everyone else has about 6. Basically, bye!